Hey student, watch this video and learn the signs. How do you know your English is improving? I'm gonna share 4 signs. I'm gonna give you some recommendations so that you can identify your progress on your journey to fluency. If you don't know me very well, hello, I am Teacher Prix, and I'm going to help you talk to anyone, anywhere, anytime in English. Make sure to subscribe to my channel. You are invited because this is a beautiful community where weekly, every week, I post different kinds of English lessons to help you become a better and more confident English speaker. If you have already done so, support the channel by hitting the like button. But other than that, how do I know my English is improving? Guys, here on my channel, I help specific students. I help students who are pre-intermediate and intermediate speakers to go from stuck to speaking in 6 months. So these are the people I like helping here on my channel. And I call this level the transition level because here it is natural to make a lot of mistakes because your brain is trying to put together the lessons you have been learning. And at this moment, improvements are more subtle. Therefore, it is important to learn it's important to learn how to identify your progress. What do I mean by subtle? They're small and very delicate. They're not like bang on your face improvement. No, you need to pay attention to the detail so that you identify your improvement, okay? So that's what I'm trying to say. This level and the next, no matter where you go, okay? If you're leveling up, you will see that the results are subtle. The changes, the feeling that, oh, I'm doing better. It'll be completely different from when you were a basic and didn't know anything, okay? This is basically what I talk to my babies about, because here in my online program, not here, but I have an online program called the Real English Academy, and there my online students, I give them a habit tracker, which is something I'm going to talk about here in this lesson. And in this habit tracker, I help my students track their progress, see what they're doing, analyze what they're doing, because they need to stay accountable for their actions. So if you don't track your process, your progress, if you don't know what you're doing, it'll be very difficult for you to analyze if you're improving or not, because simply trusting, oh, but if I'm speaking, I'm better. No, that's not how it works. Oh, I understood a movie, so I'm better. That's not enough. And as I said, because you are at a pre-intermediate or intermediate level, you need to pay more attention to be able to identify your improvement. So tracking your progress will be necessary, okay? As I'm saying here, you can only measure progress if you're keeping track of what you're doing. So before I can even give you the tips, before I can even give you the signs that you're improving, we got to start here. If you don't track your progress, if you don't keep track of your actions, of your routine, of the things you're doing consistently, and if you don't stay accountable with your weekly goals, your actions, it'll be very difficult for you to identify progress. And this is the deal. Sometimes the students don't know if they're improving because their organization sucks. So how do you know you're getting better if you have no idea what your study plan is like? Because you don't have one, okay? Now, that being said, the first sign is your reaction time is faster. I talk a lot about this on my channel, okay? I haven't seen other people talking about it. But what is reaction time, okay? I ask you a question, and then you're like, that's your reaction time, okay? How long do you need until you can finally give me an answer? How long do you need until you can finally give an explanation? So I do this a lot with my babies inside the academy. This week we had a group conversation class and I tested this. You have 1 minute, go. Go. You know why? Because I want to see how fast they react. Because sometimes your students are too nervous or too afraid, so it takes them forever to start answering a question. And in your practice, if you practice your English speaking alone, it'll be possible for you to know. When you read a question on the internet and you try to answer, how much time do you need until you can finally answer? That's your practice time, and it'll say a lot about your ability to communicate. So here, can you answer a question promptly in English? If you're practicing your English speaking alone, which you should be, I talk a lot about that here on my channel, how to practice your English speaking alone. I made a video, not here on YouTube, but on my Instagram, where I gave 4 ideas to help you practice your English speaking alone. So check it out. It's on my Instagram. So I'm always giving you ideas. And if your reaction time is very slow, then you need to improve, okay? But if you feel like, I ask a question and you can answer, then it's a good sign, okay? It's a sign you are improving. When I say it's a sign you're improving, I'm not trying to say it's a sign you're getting, the best, that you're amazing, that your English is perfect. No, it's a good sign. It's a positive feedback that means you are on the right track. That's what I'm trying to say, okay? So I recommend you practice your English speaking more often. That's very important. Sign number 2, you work around things you don't know. And here, guys, English students, especially the ones who study alone, who don't have any guidance, who are not in a program like my academy, students tend to spend too much time and energy, okay, trying to remember a specific word. Oh my God. And that's not how it should be like in real life conversation. Instead, you should be working around it and explaining what you need. If you have been able to explain things you don't know more quickly, if this is a change you notice, okay, teacher, I don't know some words or many words, but I notice that when I need to speak, I explain what I need, even if I don't have the word, and people understand me. Good, you're getting better. This is a wonderful sign. Good for you. Yay! It's an excellent sign. So guys, keep in mind that vocabulary is always going to be a challenge. You will always need to study vocabulary. I'm sorry to break it to you, but this is part of the journey. The journey never ends. The journey continues. So fluent speakers master the art of paraphrasing. So that's basically what this means. I don't know I don't know an exact word. I paraphrase it. There you have it, okay? Now, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. It really supports the channel when you subscribe. And if you need organization, I'm talking about organization, a little bit about it. If you need help organizing your study routine, I have an amazing study plan cycle that will show you how to organize your week to study English more efficiently so that you can integrate all the English skills in your favor so that you can keep going on the journey to fluency. The link is in the description of this video. Make sure to check it out. I'm sure you will love it. Now, sign number 3. You can keep speaking despite being nervous. My goodness, teacher, I'm so nervous. Yeah, congratulations, you're human. Now, being nervous, okay, should never stop you from speaking. I forgot never. Let me fix this. Oh my goodness. Sometimes I should never, never enough, never, should never. So this is slide number 8 because I gotta fix this quickly so that I can continue the lesson. Oh, Jesus. Never enough, never. Just this one. All right, it's fixed, I think. Okay, so being nervous should never stop you from speaking because we all feel nervous. We're humans. We have feelings, emotions. So it happens to all of us. Now, pay attention to 6 months ago, 7 months ago, 10 months ago. How do your emotions go when you were speaking? Did you feel like you had to stop, avoid a conversation and go away because you were just too nervous? And now you still feel a little nervous because everybody does, but you manage your emotions. That's a sign your English is improving, because emotions get better when the language gets better. There are some exceptions, okay, but I'm not a psychologist and I'm not gonna be focusing on that. But in general, when a student improves their English skills, the emotions tend to calm down, okay? You tend to feel a little better. You still feel nervous, it happens, but it's much easier to manage. So if you're able to keep the conversation going, even though you're feeling nervous, slightly anxious, maybe your hands are sweaty, happens, okay? But you can still continue the conversation, something that you couldn't do before. Well, congratulations, your English is improving. It is a good sign. You are a human being, you will feel emotions. The only problem is when the emotions take the best of you, they control you. You can't have a nice conversation because you're just too tense and stressed and overthinking situations. So if that is not happening to you anymore, hi, congratulations, I am very happy for you. Now, last sign, your listening skill still needs work. Let's make that very clear. You still need to work on your listening. You don't understand 100%. I get it. But we are talking about progress. However, you feel you can understand more than 6 months ago. Always compare to 6 months ago. 6 months is a good period of time for you to make comparisons, okay? So listening is a work in progress, as I always say, just like vocabulary, grammar, speaking, all the English skills to be honest, okay? However, if you're improving, to know if you're improving, then I go back to the recommendation I gave at the beginning of the lesson. Are you tracking? Do you have a listening routine? Because if you don't, my friend, it'll be very difficult for you to identify listening improvement. And I notice that a lot in students. If they don't have a listening plan, a listening routine, if they don't have any kind of study plan, it is very difficult to monitor and track progress and know that you're improving. So to know this, okay, you will need to be consistent, to have been consistent for at least 6 months. And then you will need to track, okay, I didn't understand movies, now I understand this. I had this baby from my academy, a BSA, Virginia, and when she was in the middle of the program inside my academy, she sent me some feedback. And she told me, teacher, I'm following your listening recommendations. I'm watching some movies in English. All right. Then when she finished the program, she told me, teacher, now I understand movies, series, music, my favorite trainer that is an American woman, and so many other things. Thank you so much. She was tracking. She was following a plan. And that's what happens when you follow a plan. So it's important to keep that in mind. But start to pay attention that you can understand a little more. Maybe not everything. You still have a long way to go. But you feel like there's a change. There's something happening. A few times a year, I prepare some special workshops here on my channel. And I often give listening exercise. And the students always say, wow, I understood an American, I understood a native speaker. Yeah, when you have a routine, when you have a comprehension practice, it is easier to identify progress, okay? Now, my friends, you have a long way to go, and don't be upset about that. Be excited. Every day is a new opportunity, is a new possibility of learning English and mastering your language skills. I recommend you get my study plan cycle or my listening mastery workshop, or both. They work together very well. But other than that, I appreciate if you share this lesson with at least one friend. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.